I just want to read the first two sentences of this.
That's what I was going to do. You read my mind.
This is Mr. Sekonic to you, sir. It says, I no longer want to be associated with you. I do not need to explain. I am making a very generous one-time offer before I file court cases. Isn't that a reasonable response under all of the circumstances?
Sure it was, absolutely.
What happened? Is this about the watch that this relationship broke down, or did something else happen?
It's about trust. Whether it's an acquaintance, a friendship, or anything else, like at a certain point when there simply is no trust at all, you can't really have a relationship on any level.
I have Facebook friends,
so do
and I don't worry about trust, right?
Yeah.
They're like people I say, did you see what happened last night on Survivor? Oh yeah, I did too, right? There's no trust involved. I feel like we're missing something.
But you didn't loan money to them for a watch.
No, I know,
absolutely,
that's the point.
I would never.
That's the point.
I'm
we can only discuss Survivor. I'm not giving you
with all of his actions added up, it was like, he's never going to pay.
Mr. Senakarimian, where is the watch?
I pawned it.
What?
Yeah, I pawned it.
You sold it and he still doesn't have his money?
No, it's true.
All right, that's all I need.
How much did you pawn it for?
Not that much, of course, because resale value is not the best. I think it's 13 or 15, something like that.
We're ready to deliberate.
Okay.
Parties are excused.
I am not making the right kind of friends on Facebook. That's all I have to say.
Wow.
But let me tell you, I don't think we've really truly gotten to the bottom of this relationship and all of its intricacies. But I think we've gotten to the bottom of the legal issues.
Yeah.
Because this seems pretty straightforward. The defendant, in my opinion, is responsible for the rest of the payment.
We've seen a couple guys like the plaintiff. I mean, just sincerely nice guys.
Yeah.
And there are people out there that will take advantage, especially if this wasn't just the first time he's ever loaned him some money. And so, yeah, but it's a very clear-cut case.
He's a generous man and felt somewhat betrayed by.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you had some questions about, what is he getting out of the relationship? And I think it was the relationship. He was getting friendship and someone to talk to during a pandemic. And maybe that's it. I guess we'll never truly know. But legally, I think we're open and shut.
We know.
Open and shut.
Yes,
The
we
defendant
know.
is obligated to pay the rest of the amount back, and we have a verdict.
Yep, we have a verdict. This courtroom is again in session.
Gentlemen, we have deliberated and reviewed the evidence and reached a unanimous verdict. We pressed you, Mr. Sekonic, on maybe why you were so generous, not to question your generosity, but because it's rare for us to see someone so giving, so generous. And I don't think the defendant disputes that. And we appreciated that from you, Mr. Senakarimian, that you didn't come in here questioning the plaintiff's motives. You didn't come in here attacking him. You acknowledged that this came from a place of generosity and a friendship. We were kind of trying to get to the bottom of something that's maybe not as complicated as we thought and is just an issue of pure and simple friendship and generosity. With that said, Mr. Sekonic, you are absolutely entitled to the remainder of the balance back. I don't think Mr. Senakarimian really disputes that, although there's some misinterpretation of a text message. There is no doubt legally you are entitled to recover the amount that Mr. Senakarimian has not yet paid you back. So the judgment in this case is in favor of the plaintiff, Mr. Sekonic, for the full amount requested, $2,527, and that is the verdict of the court. Thank you both.